There's DK Guard 2, B127. At this point, I don't even think they're bothering with the names. I know Hasbro's been diving into more obscure characters, but I wouldn't blame anyone for never hearing the name Galaxy Shuttle. He's not really an interesting character anyways, mostly just the Autobot Micromaster Uber. There's no doubt in my mind this wouldn't exist if not for the fact that Siege or Earthrise Astro Train never got a repaint. This figure is part of the Legacy Walmart exclusive series Velocitron Speedia 500 collection as Transport to the Planet. Galaxy Shuttle transforms into a space shuttle to no surprise. This was the alt mode originally given and probably the only reason that prompted this for Master Train. Some elements seem nicely sculpted like the canopy and especially the wings. You know, I thought the problems with the design consistency would be more noticed with the white, like the messed up gaps in the body and chunky panels that make the canopy seem tiny. If you fold it forward, it looks like a turtle's head in a shell. Perhaps I'm used to it, but I don't feel it's as bad with these colors. Not only is the black and white typical for a spacecraft, but they both contrast well. I also love how the entire bottom is in black to hide away the other alt form. I really adore the Autobot prints, the blue and yellow stripes, and the wings look amazing with the black trim. Not to mention the prints on the tail fin. It feels decently stable, but still, a back cover would be nice. There's plenty of portholes for the weapons, and on the back there's metallic paint in the boosters that can port blast effects. Now this box can do a few things. It opens up and lays flat to become a transport, although for some reason the hinges can't be laid completely straight, or repositioned as a launching pad with more portholes and hinging ramps with the forgotten airlock clips. The colors are a nod to the Countdown rocket base, which is like the third or fourth time that's been referenced, but that explains the weapon colors. I don't know if it's intended, but the center kinda looks like a helipad. This is a cool setup, however, there's something else. The original toy had its own base mode, but in the nature of Astro Train, now we get the train mode. Some are upset. I mean, am I supposed to make my own? Well, I did it anyways. And check out this fix! Once again, I dig this more than Astro Train, but for two reasons. Not only does the black work well with the more classic train details I assume are there, I never claimed to be a train expert, but the fact most of the white hides away is actually pretty wicked. Given the influence of the shell form, it feels like the train is from a whole different figure. I love the little rails, beams, and whatnot you can spot with the round front, cow catcher, and smokestack on top. Notice the silver light matches the paint on the wheels. It's surprisingly clean with a few portholes for the weapons, and those boosters still come into play, not only for a rocket train, but that box connects to form a tender that extends the train to a nice leader class worthy size. The weapons can plug around it, but the red doesn't work, so I prefer to store them inside. Check it, there's still a blast port. Obviously the shell mode is more in tune with the guy, and the train mode is a surprising bonus that'll probably bother only the hardcore Galaxy Shuttle fanbase. Sorry to all 6 of you out there who don't like it. Robot mode. Don't get me wrong, this is a fine looking robot, but that's just it. The thing is fine. I think it's hard to disconnect the Astro Train even if the original had the wings in this configuration, but the white with Autobot symbols puts him in the vast bowl of generic white Autobots. I don't mind the contrast with blue and red highlights, almost entirely black arms, and blue in the torso. I still like the Astro Train mold, I'm glad the good guys get on it, but with the shape of the chest and other areas, it's just too obvious. He does have a new head this time, but the blue visor, black ears, and even the entire shape feels like jazz. But in space! Did someone say articulation? Ball jointed head, shoulders out and in forward, back rotation below, elbow bend, waist rotation, hips out and in forward, and back rotation below, knee bend and foot tilt. Posability is pretty good. There's hip panels that move out of the way, and thanks to the soft snap in the hands, they don't droop holding stuff. Now, he is short for a leader, but there's enough engineering involved to feel more like a leader, but the bonus stuff helps. Let's take a look at the accessories. He comes with 5 weapons, 4 in red in a nod to the Countdown base as mentioned, but the black painted rifle is closer to the rifle included with the original Galaxy Shuttle. Aside from the rifle, there's a machine gun with a normal peg and a tab on top to plug it under the hand. There's 2 rifles with a peg on the side mirrored, and a rocket pack with a peg on the side, all of which can use blast effects, and with the portholes in the feet, side the legs, hands, 2 in each arm, and multiple in the back, you can add them or combine everything to make this much larger weapon. You could take the box and remove the lid, which forms shoes to give them that extra needed height. And with the pegs reconfigured, you can add the box to the back. Seems weird, but he is now able to use it as storage for the weapons. So what do I think? Well, if I'm being honest, I don't think I would care so much about getting this if not for the fact I like Astrotrain as is, and I think the colors suit it here. It's unfortunate that the colors don't disconnect from the original as much as the alt forms. Still, I like the shuttle despite the issues, and I love how the train was made. Way more effort put into the way the deco is done than expected. If you want a shuttle transformer, then this is not a bad choice, just not a memorable choice. We need to give you a better name. Like Joe?
AllSpark TV. Now that's just prime.